This Saturday at Petco Park in San Diego, California, the WWE is hosting their annual Survivor Series Wargames premium live event. We have 2 Wargames matches headlining this card with a women's and a men's one. Then we have 2 more title matches on the card. John Cena defending his Intercontinental Championship against Dominic Mysterio. And then you have Nikki Bella taking on the reigning Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer in another high-stakes title match. And I want to start it off by talking about one of the most important matches on this card, and that is John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. This is John Cena's final match at an official WWE Premium Live event. Obviously, we still have his final match at Saturday Night's Main Event on December 13th to come, but this is his final appearance on a PLE. It will be his 177th Premium Live event match, and he's had 11 previous matches at Survivor Series in his career, and this is his first match at a Survivor Series since 2017, and 4th championship singles match, and first one at Survivor Series since 2013. So first time he's competing at Survivor Series in quite some time. He's doing it against Dominic Mysterio, who he won the Intercontinental Championship off of in his hometown at his last Monday Night Raw and last appearance in Boston a couple weeks back, and he repays the favor, giving Dominic Mysterio a rematch in his hometown of San Diego. And although it seems like the more logical move would be for Dominic Mysterio to win this match, to beat John Cena, to get revenge on him for what he did a couple weeks ago and become a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, I'm leaning the other way. I think John Cena is going to win this match, and that is because I just think it adds so much more intrigue and questions leading into Cena's final match on December 13th, because everyone thinks that he's going to drop this title here, but if he holds it on into his final match, then you have the questions, and you could start to ask yourself, could Cena retire holding gold, which I do think is a legit possibility. And I think Cena's going to win this match because it seems more logical that he will not win his final match, and I just don't think you could have him lose 2 straight matches to end his retirement tour. And also, although John Cena is loss-proof at this point in his career, obviously, I still just don't think you can have him lose a match heading into his final match of his career, and that would just take, the excitement would just go down a little bit, because if he's coming off a loss, then it's like he just doesn't have as much momentum, because right now he has a ton of momentum. He beat Dominic Mysterio a couple weeks ago on Raw to win the IC title. Then he won in a 6-man tag match in his final appearance on Monday Night Raw back on November 27th or 17th. So I think he needs to keep the train rolling with another victory. So I'm going with John Cena to win this match. Another championship match on this card. Stephanie Vaquer taking on Nikki Bella, and this is Nikki Bella's first time she's challenged for a women's world title on a PLE since Evolution in 2018. She came back earlier this year at the Royal Rumble, has been more active recently, developed a friendship with Stephanie Vaquer, and it seemed like they were on the same page until a couple weeks ago. Nikki Bella brought back her bad side and turned on Stephanie Vaquer, and I thought it was an excellent turn. Added a lot of, it made this story a lot more intriguing, and brought since Stephanie Vaquer won this title, she's kind of hasn't had a great challenger. And although Nikki Bella hasn't been as active in singles competition, she did lose to Becky Lynch at Clash in Paris. And you can question, does she deserve this title shot? I'm not sure, but I still think she will give a good challenge to Stephanie Vaquer. But I got Stephanie Vaquer retaining her title here. And I'd be quite shocked if she lost to Nikki Bella, because Nikki just is in the later stages of her career. Moving on to the Women's Wargames match. This is an excellent match. The team of babyfaces consists of Rhea Ripley teaming with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, AJ Lee, and Io Sky. And all 5 members of that team are former women's world champions. That is just very rare. You don't see that often, and you very rarely see that in a War Games match. They're taking on a very tough team as well with former champions Nia Jax and Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Lash Legend and Kairi Sane as well. And I'm going with Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, AJ, and Io to win this one. I just think that this is a lopsided matchup. I think, like I said, you have a team full of former champions and fan favorites, and although Nia Jax / Legend have created a great group with the Kabuki Warriors, and Becky Lynch still has that rivalry with AJ Lee, and I've liked the build-up for this one over the last couple of weeks, I just don't see this team of heels taking down the baby faces. They're too talented, they have too much depth, and they have so much big match experience when the other team doesn't have as much. And that is where we finish off with the men's War Games match, the match that is the best one of this card. And you have Cody Rhodes teaming up with CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso to take on the Visions, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. This is as star-studded a cast as we've seen in a men's War Games match in years, and one of the most stacked ones of all time. It's that simple. You have the team led by Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. That team has four champions or former champions on their side, as you have the current two champions with Cody Rhodes, the undisputed champion, CM Punk, the world champion, and they're taking on a couple of young and guys that have risen on the card as of late, and that is Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul. They don't have as much big match experience, but they do have Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, who make up for it in that department because they have as much experience as anybody. And Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre are two of the most hard-hitting and tough competitors to go against in the entire company. And there are so many storylines involved and intertwined in this match. You have Cody Rhodes, who has plenty of history with Paul Heyman and Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. And then you have Roman Reigns and his cousins, the Usos, who have tons of history with Brock Lesnar and The Vision and Paul Heyman as well. And then you have another added layer, which we saw this past week on Monday Night Raw, which Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns have some tension inside their team, and can they coexist is a question leading into this match. And because Roman Reigns left that promo and said that he wants one of their titles in the future, so can he put their differences aside this Saturday at War Games to try to beat their common enemy in the Vision? And I think they can, and I think they will. This team, like I said, the past team with the women of baby faces is just stacked, and it is just an uneven matchup when you break it down. The Vision do have that power with Reed and Lesnar and McIntyre, but Rhodes, Punk, Reigns are arguably the three biggest and best stars and best wrestlers in the promotion right now. I'm going with them to win this match, and I do think you're going to see more of that long-term storytelling building in this one with Cody Rhodes, Punk, and Reigns, and even maybe some stuff and mind games with Paul Heyman. And so overall, I think this is an excellent Survivor Series War Games card. I can't wait for this one. It sure is one of the most fun and exciting events to watch of the WWE calendar year, and it should deliver. It's the first one in an MLB baseball ballpark. It's the 39th Survivor Series overall. I can't wait. Thanks everybody for tuning in, watching, liking, viewing, and subscribing. I'm Ryan Wall, and I'll see you next time.